welcome to Grumpy Old GMs, where we hook you up with the skills, knowledge, experience, and stuff that you need to bring out your inner great GM. This is how we address the shortage of good GMs crisis in our society today. All right, which is a real thing. I just have fun with it. So if you heard some sarcasm there, it was supposed to be fun sarcasm. But no, there really is a shortage of good GMs. But that's what we're here for. So today's topic is a feedback kind of thing. I was asked yesterday in a Discord voice chat discussion about, what's my 5-year plan? What is ahead for this pro GMing thing? And so I wanted to kind of share with you, because several of you have on the Discord server asking me about pro GMing. You've either just recently taken the plunge or you really want to take the plunge and you're going to do so soon, stuff like that. So I want to be clear with everybody and real with everybody. And so it's going to sound a little bit bizarre at first, and then I'll explain what I mean. So here's the question, what is my 5-year plan for pro GMing? I don't plan to be doing this 5 years from now. It's like, what? Wait, what's going on? Okay, so John, you're putting yourself out there in the world as a pro GM coach, and you're telling people to do it. What do you mean you're not going to do it for 5 years? Well, okay, here's what I mean by that. Pro GMing in my life is totally awesome. It gives me the freedom to not have a job, makes me my own boss, set my own hours, yada, 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 all that stuff. And yes, I do make enough money to pay my bills because people pay $20 a head to sit at my tables. But to keep doing this on and on and on. So I did this for 10 months from May of 2021 to March of 2022. Then a real job came along, paid a lot more money. I took that. Now that's gone, and I'm back to doing this since December, and it's nearly the end of February now. So I've been doing this for about 13 months, if you add all the months together. And at the height of when I was doing it the first time, what I think of as Game Shop's Basement or Grumpy Old GMs 1.0, I was doing 13 to 15 tables a week. And now I was only charging $10 a head back then because I kind of had this idealistic little hippie feeling that I just didn't want price to be a barrier between me and somebody who really wanted to be at my table. Of course, that was before all the rampant bite inflation and everything. But that was before, food factories started getting bombed and stuff like that. That was before, back then the $10 could go a lot further than the $20 does now, it feels like. But so I was doing it back then, and at the height of it, 13 to 15 games a week. I was doing it 7 days a week, and the only times that I had breaks was if I was sick, like too sick to even GM. I'm pretty sure that my voice wouldn't have sounded right because I was just too sick. If I was really truly too sick, or having a slamming headache or something, or if I just decided I needed a day off. But if I needed a day off, I would have to cancel those games, risk disappointing the clients. And having, ill will with the clients whom I'd disappointed, and also, I'd beat out the income. So, when I did this back then, it was not sustainable. It is not the kind of thing that you're going to be able to do for 30 years and then retire. Even if you make the money, and file a 1099, with your taxes and be a, independent, self-employed person, you're just not going to be able to keep up that pace. So the answer then is to brand yourself and get out there and publish or become a coach. So I'm getting into coaching. We've got our Patreon supporters that I'm reaching out to individually to give them individual custom advice with phone calls on either the regular phone or Discord. And we're working on publishing. So there's going to be Grumpy Old GM's published stuff. So from what I've seen of the industry, not just pro GMing, but modern online pro GMing like this, but people who were GMs Like, for instance, Scott Taylor with the company Art of the Genre. He started his campaign, The Nameless Realms, in 1991. Today, he's got a game company that produces the Folio series called Art of the Genre, artofthegenre.com. I've become a huge fan. I discovered him in the Kobold Press and Friends Humble Bundle that got extended again and is still going. But, and we're actually going to be running that material on Wednesday nights for Save or Die Wednesdays. So there's a little plug for that. But so the thing is, like, for the 5-year plan, you want to take your pro GMing, you want to build yourself up, and you want to get out there so that you can have a bigger impact. So that the pro GMing isn't bad, it's not wrong, but it's not sustainable for a career. So it's kind of like if somebody worked the counter at McDonald's and they stayed at the counter asking people if they want fries with that for 30 years and never advanced into management. Or pro GMing would be like, anything like that. It would be like getting into any kind of company at the entry level, like being a factory line worker and staying a factory line worker for 30 years and never moving up into management. So the pro GMing, I see it as entry level. Pro GMing can be your entry level thing into having your own game company. I really think that that's what it is. It's not something you're going to be able to sustain for 30 years and retire, or 20 years and retire. I don't think